So we've announced 6 devices today, 5 new handsets, and our first tablet. It's all incredibly exciting. And the first of those is Incredible S. So I don't know if you heard about the Incredible, which was launched in the US exclusively last year. And Incredible S is obviously the evolution of that product. And the whole reason for the existence of that device is, as the UK is at the cutting edge of smartphone penetration. I mean, some of our customers are telling us that their Q3, Q4 additions last year were 100% smartphones. Every single device that they're adding to their base is now a smartphone. You know, it's hard to tough to underestimate how important the UK is in terms of that momentum in Western Europe. So as smartphone penetration grows, you start to look at things in a slightly different way. The demographic grows, people are going to want different things from smartphones, and that's what Incredible S is about. So it's about design and industrial design. So I'll plug this for you. So the back's almost important as the front, and our design company OneCo have designed that device just to play with the eye a bit. So if you set that down on the table and look at it, it looks at its thinnest edge. Actually gives the deception of thinness, because it plays to the thinnest edge of the device overall. That's actually it's a 4-inch screen on our product with an 8 megapixel camera built into it as well. But it's almost like a vacuum packed product. So this is going to be for somebody who really cares about looking a little bit different. Still wants all the functionality of a smartphone, still wants cutting edge technology, but wants to look a little bit different. And that matte black colour, or mirrored out as we've kind of referred to, is that if you imagine it, the best example I can give you is that custom paint job on that Bentley that goes down the King's Road, which you've probably seen. They paid as much for the paint job as they have for the car. That's what that is all about as well. So the matte black will be that standard colour on the product. That product we're going to be launching next month, exclusive to Carphone Warehouse.
Okay.
We want to work with one partner on that product because we've never done anything like it before. If you do that, you've got to have focus. It's not the kind of thing you can stick on a slat wall across a number of different retailers and hope that everyone's going to get that message in exactly the same way. You need to have somebody who's going to be able to tell that story about design, and that's why it will be exclusive to the Carphone Warehouse. So you've got Desire S, and one thing you'll notice about Desire S as well is that takes the best from Legend, which I think you have a Legend. So I'm really playing with the Legend. About the unibody design. So what you'll see on that device, or you feel on that device, is the unibody aluminium design of the product that feels very, very solid. Again, feels very, very solid in the hand and cold to the touch. But that's phone of the year made better, effectively. So you find it's a faster processor, better screen. It's got front-facing and rear-facing cameras, so you'll see Skype really start to become more of a real usage case for smartphones going forward, with increasing data speeds and also Wi-Fi options as well. But that's not now something which is confined to a laptop. I'm never going to use that on mobile. Actually, now it starts to become more mainstream. So that's going to be Desire S. That's going to be available everywhere, and we'll be launching that in April. That will be the focus of our biggest campaign we've ever done today. So the marketing investment you've seen increases. The stat that we announced at the show earlier on is that in Q4 our global brand awareness reached 50%. And
is that up from previous?
We last measured it 18 months previous to that, and I think it was 13% was the stat that we used. So it's an 18-month period, 13 to 50. Now what I can say is actually the UK stats are more dramatic than that. So we started from a lower base, and actually we're in excess of 50% brand awareness now from a UK perspective, and the highest in the European region as well. So Desire and Wildfire help to get us there. Clearly, your brand grows with your products. But it's clearly a major focus of our campaign that we'll have for Q2. So it's roughly double the size of our biggest campaign spend on a single product to date, will be Desire S. And clearly then that leads on to Wildfire S, which is not plugged in. working. It won't be. So Wildfire again is a very successful product in its own right now. It's still one of the top 3 or 4 best-selling devices in the UK, as we see here now. But what we've got to do is improve on that product. What I've really done is enable the HTC brand to penetrate different portions of the market never been in before. It's been fantastically received, and we've kept with the same basic principles, is that just because you want a less expensive HTC, why do you have to compromise on the user experience? And you won't with that device. So it's essentially the same core user experience on the Desire S as with Wildfire S. The thing you'll notice straight away, if it were to turn on, is that the screen resolution is double Wildfire. So it's gone from QVGA to half VGA. And you probably know that the Android market apps are not optimised for QVGA. So moving it to half VGA actually opens up a whole plethora of the Android market. All those apps and the full experience now becomes possible on Wi-Fi S. Again, this will be ranged everywhere, and we'll be launching that in May. And then the bit I suppose probably people were waiting for today was the announcement around Facebook. And if it had been in the show, you said that you came to something.
No, I wasn't able to. It crossed over with something.
So we had a nice little video message from Mark Zuckerberg, and what he talked about was the cooperation between HTC and Facebook. And that's not about a Facebook phone. I mean, he actually referenced that himself. This is not about we're all waiting for a Facebook phone. This is about Facebook wanting to work with partners who can take the core functionality of the device and make it a lot more accessible in the way that these devices work. And there's a lot of synergy between the world of smartphones, clearly, and Facebook. So some of the statistics that I never knew that were quoted this morning is that 25% of all Facebook users check their Facebook account on their mobile phone before they get out of bed in the morning. So it literally is the first thing that happens. So a quarter of the people in that room today, the first thing they did was pick up their smartphone. So Facebook wants to work with people that can be innovative with their services and actually increase the usability and the functionality and access to that functionality. And that's what we've done with 2 devices. The first one is Cha-Cha, HTC Cha-Cha, and an HTC Salsa. And the thing which gives it away, funny enough, on both the devices, this is Salsa, is you'll find the Facebook key. Okay. Now, if we were going to be particularly boring about just putting a Facebook key on the device, that shortcut, or that key would just basically be a shortcut to a web browser, straight to your Facebook application. That's not what it does. So in a very different way than we've done before, we created a new sense experience around Facebook. And what that does is this button will therefore give you access via the functionality of your product straight to your own Facebook page. So I'll give you a couple of really good examples. So, for example, you're taking a picture, as you are doing now, Jonathan, or a video, that by hitting that Facebook key, you automatically upload that picture straight to Facebook.
Okay.
If you were to be here, for example, the phone knows exactly where you are. You press the button, it'll automatically check you in at the Theatre in Barcelona, straight up to Facebook. Even, for example, if you're listening to music, I mean, the phone knows what you're listening to, who that artist is, what that track is. Hit the button while you're pressing it, or upload that track, check this out, and that will go straight up to Facebook. Obviously, it clearly supports Facebook chat as well, which is going to be a really interesting thing for the market in general. But it's taking Facebook and actually embedding it, so it seeps through the entire UI, accessed through just one button. So in that way, it's a very close collaboration with Facebook, but integrating into the best things we do about Sense. And that's what we've announced today. So those 2 devices will both be in the market in Q2. We expect June for both of those devices. We haven't finalised quite who the operator customers will be, but I would expect a very wide-ranging decision. On a device, this is not just a big phone. This is something that's got to be a desirable thing of beauty. It's got front-facing, rear-facing cameras in the product as well. The aluminium chassis makes it light, so So what we've tried to do is think of the usage case and the weight in roughly proportion to a paperback book. So we're about 15 grams out on the average weight of a paperback book. It's got to be that usable. It's got to be the kind of weight which you're going to be wanting to carry around or use in the home. It's got to do both of those jobs. But the big thing about our device is that we've, again, started with Sense from the bottom up. So it's got a whole new Sense for Tablets UI, which is on the device. So we'll go down, we'll show you that, and you'll see Sense in 3D. That'll be the first thing that you actually see. So you'll be rotating a carousel, your usual Sense UI, with the 7 home screens on a carousel. And those icons are 3D, but they're linked to the gyroscope as well. So what you'll actually do, you'll be able to tilt that device and you'll see the icons change and move as well. And what we've really tried to do, I could talk for hours about the marketing behind Sense. You know, this is more than a trademark. It's a thought about how people are going to physically use these devices. A really good understanding of how people will use this in their everyday life. One of those good examples is the way the functionality changes from portrait to landscape. So if you're in your calendar mode, for example, on a Flyer, you display your calendar, you change that from landscape to portrait, it'll add new functionality into your calendar. So you're going to want to play with this thing. You want to change and use it in different ways, depending upon the scenario. So Sense for tablets is going to be a real point of differentiation for us. And when we bring the product to market, we'll absolutely be wanting to work with partners that really bring the true usage cases for tablets alive. This for us is not about travellers in airports. This can be a family device. This can be somebody that wants to stream videos to their products. It's going to be used all the time by different members of the family, picked up and put down all the time. And this is where I think we have a responsibility to talk about tablets in that way with our customers. Actually, this is something that your kids are going to be using. This is probably maybe the first computer your kids will ever use. So actually, we've got to then talk about that in a way which kids will understand. And Flyer might be their first device they ever use, a computer, but actually then they'll have a smartphone next. So they're going to be using these things in ways which we can't even dream of because we're too old to really kind of understand. But so that is a very key part of it as well. One of the applications will be in the device, come back to that family-centric, the hubby, a home concept on Flyer. There'll be applications on there for children. So there'll be an application which will stop your children accessing certain parts of that device you don't want them to access. But there'll be fun and educational games in there as well. Maybe they can only go onto that part, but they can't mess with mum or dad's Facebook account or go on there and type something rude. So we've really tried hard to think about not only the here and now and the clamour around tablets, having a tablet for tablet's sake, but actually why do people want a tablet? And not just now, but in 6 months and 12 months. And that's going to evolve. And those will be the things that we'll be talking about on tablets.
Do you have any?
Yes, it's the fastest processor on a tablet anywhere in the world. It's 1.5 gigahertz processor on the device. But you won't see that from us. What you'll see is the investment into those powerful things that really bring those devices to life. And we've killed tablets long before now. I've at least seen 2 iterations of a tablet which we never brought to market, even in my 18 months at HTC. So we could have brought it to market before now, but what's the point unless you actually sit back and think about it? No, I genuinely feel there's room in the market, but you're analysing the market from where it is right now. Actually, that market will absolutely grow, but we as manufacturers have got to do something to help it to grow. It's not just about netbook replacement. If it was just about that, then it'd be easy. Just undercut the price, take the keyboard away, and you've actually got the same thing. That's not what the tablet market is about. What the tablet market is about is interacting with people in a way that's never been done before. It's that hub of the home, but also being able to take it out. The other thing we've announced is scribe technology. So in every box you'll get a little pen, but it's a smart pen. This pen is designed to work with the Flyer, and there's a sub-menu, small button on the Flyer which you'll be able to see. That does a few things. So number one, it enables you to access an annotation submenu on the product. I'm not just talking about clicking your menu, notes, and then just doing handwriting. That will do it enable you to annotate across the entire device. So for example, web pages. What I would do is annotate on the web page. If you found something very cool, annotate on the web page, and then rather than take your URL, dip out, go into your browser, copy, paste, send, bang, done. What you'll be able to do is you'll be able to annotate on a personal web page, write a note, this is a really cool place to go, press the button on your smartphone, it will automatically send that to the person you want to go to. So it becomes a more personal message device. What this product does is that you'll be able to take notes, so like you are now. And what also enables you to do via the smart pen is to take a voice recording of the interview that we are having now. Okay? Both those things will be synced. They'll be time marked. And then if you look back in a year's time, so I need to look at an article, let me just pull my notes off. I don't understand what the hell Jon was talking about. It just doesn't make any sense to me. All that will be synced to the cloud and time marked together. So you'll be able to pull down literally the voice recording of me and your notes together at the same time. And see what I said when you wrote that note. And obviously, that will be synced via Evernote up to the cloud. There's voice and text as well, and notes all together.